Neymar, Messi and Mbappe, as good as that looks on paper, they weren't actually able to win anything. So it made sense for them to hit the reset button, and they went out and got one of their best managers of all time in Luis Enrique, one of the best managers in the world. And then they also went out there and got some of their best talent. They got Dembele back. They managed to develop Bradley Barcola in-house. They got Joao Neves. I really like what PSG are doing. PSG spent so much money to get him. So without wasting any more time, guys, let's get straight into the video, because Joao Neves has been extremely influential for this PSG team. He's a tenacious winger that PSG could have asked for a better replacement of Verratti, who was also extremely influential for PSG. Very unfortunate Verratti to not have won a Champions League with PSG, but he was definitely one of the better players in that team, one of the best players in the world for the last few seasons. And now they've got Joao Neves. It's like you could have picked a better profile to go and replace him. Kind of the same stature, also very good on the ball, also not afraid to get down and dirty, pause to win the ball back. They couldn't have asked for a better replacement of Verratti. And I've been very critical of PSG in the past. This is my second video on PSG this week. I've made a video on Bradley Barcola yesterday. You can go and watch that if you want to. And today, this is a video on Joao Neves. Why I'm so excited about this PSG team is because these young players that they have right now are players that, one, are being impactful right now and are going to continue to be impactful for another 5 years at least. And as I said on my Barcola video, and as I also said on my NBA video on Luka Doncic, is that if you're not competing as a sports team, as a sports entity, you have to be on a rebuilding phase. And PSG, for a time there in the Champions League, they weren't really competing. It's like every year they were knocked out by bigger teams, like mostly Man City and Real Madrid, and at times Bayern Munich as well. So they had to hit the reset button because it wasn't working with Neymar, Messi and Mbappe. As good as that looks on paper, they weren't actually able to win anything. So it made sense for them to hit the reset button, and they went out and got one of their best managers of all time in Luis Enrique, one of the best managers in the world. And then they also went out there and got some of their best talent. They got Dembele back. They managed to develop Bradley Barcola in-house. They got Joao Neves. I really like what PSG are doing. And whereas before they were trying to buy the footballing world, now they're trying to build from grassroots. And even when these players coming up aren't from their grassroots, they're going out there and getting the talent that makes sense for their team and are also within a young age. They're not paying. And they're not overpaying for players as they used to, like when, of course, we all know about Neymar, when they spent 200 million on Neymar. That approach, although it looked good on paper, going out there and getting one of the best players in the world, it really didn't work for PSG in terms of success. One, domestically, because they lost the league to Lille. They lost the league to Lille. They lost the league to Monaco. They lost the league to those two teams. I think they also lost the league to someone else, but I'm not sure. But definitely to Lille and Monaco. And the Champions League was never successful, so it made sense for them to go out there and get this player. And even here, Joao Neves, like most players would not go out and do this. Most players, they would get a pass and they would probably try and stitch up the centre back, or try and somehow get the ball back to the goalkeeper. But Joao Neves, he's so good on the ball. He keeps the ball, protects the ball, and is able to progress play for PSG. He's able to protect the ball there. Like, he is excellent in so many areas. And I was talking about how impactful Barcola was going to be for PSG and Portugal. Joao Neves is another player that's going to be extremely impactful for Portugal. Now, Portugal have not had the same luck as France, because as I said, France have been dominating international football, not by themselves, but they've been in the mix since the 90s, since the 80s really, with Platini. But now Portugal, they were able to win the Euros in 2016. They've had some of the best squads over the last few years in international football. And getting a player like Joao Neves just helps your odds. Now that Joao Neves is also playing for PSG, his development has also now just 10x'd, because he's playing in a better league, he's playing more competitive football. His expectations in the Champions League have also gone up, as we've seen in that game against Man City when he was able to score the winner. It's a lot of these young players. Again, the World Cup is next year. You cannot forget about that. It's like At times, when we think about Messi winning the World Cup, it feels like yesterday. But no, we have another World Cup next year, and Portugal are very lucky to have a player like Joao Neves. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching the video to the end. I appreciate you. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all these things to please help me grow this channel. And as per usual, I'll see you soon.